I'm 70 years old, and it took me 52 years to learn something most people realize too late. What happens in the brain when death is near may be the most honest lesson life ever gives. From bustling New York apartments to quiet homes in Texas, London, Sydney, and Toronto, people at the end of life report the same realizations, the same truths. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand what the brain teaches us before it's too late, so you don't have to waste a single day. First, the brain stops chasing what never mattered. The brain lets go of status first. Suddenly, that job promotion you worked weekends for, it loses its shine. The expensive car in the driveway becomes just a piece of metal. Titles like CEO or director fade instantly. The need to compare yourself to your neighbor, your friend, or that person on social media just disappears. In its place, a profound sense of peace replaces the exhausting race of competition. This is seen everywhere, from high-pressure cities like New York and Los Angeles to quiet suburban streets. But what replaces ambition may surprise you. Second, the brain teaches us that regret is not about failure, it's about delay. The biggest regrets are about waiting, not failing. Waiting to tell someone you love them. Waiting to apologize for a mistake that has haunted you for years. Waiting to take that trip, start that business, or just live fully. The brain finally understands that waiting for the perfect time costs far more than any mistake ever could. This is a common theme among professionals in fast-paced cities like Chicago and London, who spent decades planning for a future that never arrived exactly as they imagined. But regret doesn't show up how you think. That leads to the third lesson. The brain prioritizes people over possessions. Faces matter more than finances. In those final moments, it's the faces of loved ones that dominate your thoughts. Memories of shared laughter, quiet conversations, and simple moments together surface naturally and vividly. All the stuff you accumulated, the gadgets, the clothes, the furniture, it all disappears mentally. Human connection stays bright and clear, and the pain of loneliness feels far worse than the pain of poverty ever did. This is true whether you re in a suburban home in Ohio or a downtown condo in Toronto. And the brain does this automatically. The fourth revelation is that fear quietly shuts down. Fear simply loses its voice. The fear of what other people think of you, the fear of judgment, it fades away. The fear of failure, the one that kept you from trying new things, just dissolves. The fear of not being good enough, not smart enough, not successful enough, it vanishes. A deep, unshakable calm replaces a lifetime of anxiety. We see this even among high-stress executives who spent their lives driven by fear. But as fear goes quiet, something else gets much, much louder. And that is lesson number 5. The brain seeks meaning, not pleasure. Pleasure fades, but meaning remains. The moments that feel most rewarding are the ones where you served others. Your purpose, your contribution to the world stands out in high relief. Acts of kindness you performed decades ago replay vividly, feeling more significant than any vacation or party. An entire life spent chasing empty pleasure suddenly feels shallow. This is where most people miscalculate the math of a happy life, and it's a lesson observed across both American and European cultures. Number 6. Time is reframed instantly. The brain has a sudden, shocking realization. Time was the real currency all along, not money. Every missed moment with a child, every rushed conversation with a partner, it all hurts. The habit of living a constantly rushed, busy life suddenly feels foolish. Slow days, the ones you used to dread, gain immense value. The simple act of being present becomes the most precious gift you could ever have. This is a powerful awakening, especially for people living in fast-paced cities like San Francisco, where busy is a badge of honor. And this realization changes how memory works. Which brings us to Lesson 7, Unspoken Truths Surface. The silence becomes the biggest regret. All the words you never said, the feelings you suppressed, they come rushing back. Your mind understands that truth always wants expression. Vulnerability, which felt so dangerous before, now feels safe and necessary. Honesty feels incredibly overdue. You wish you had just said it, whatever it was. But here's the hard part. It's only possible because the ego shuts down. That's lesson number 8. The ego exits early. That stubborn pride that prevented you from admitting you were wrong, it dissolves. Apologies suddenly feel easy, even freeing. The need to be in control of every situation feels completely irrelevant. Humility feels natural, not forced. A sense of peace replaces the constant need to dominate and be right. This is profoundly true in leadership-heavy cultures, where ego is often rewarded. And with the ego gone, leadership gets redefined. 9th, the brain focuses on love. Love becomes the final measurement of a life well lived. The questions become simple. Who loved you? And who did you love? How deeply did you love them? How consistently did you show it? And how honestly did you express that love? It's not about how many people knew your name, but how many people felt safe, seen, and cherished in your presence. And love completely rewires your memory. Which is why, Lesson 10, material success feels so small. Money loses its voice. The numbers in your bank account vanish mentally. The luxury car, the big house, the designer clothes, they become completely irrelevant. Simplicity starts to feel incredibly rich. Having just enough feels like abundance. A quiet contentment replaces the endless craving for more. We see this from the high rises of Miami to the suburbs of Melbourne. But fulfillment doesn't vanish. Instead, it's found in Lesson 11. Forgiveness feels urgent. Holding on to grudges feels incredibly heavy. Old wounds and bitter resentments surface, not to cause pain, but to be released. Forgiveness feels freeing, like dropping a 100-pound weight you didn't even know you were carrying. The brain knows instinctively that bitterness is a poison you drink yourself, and closure becomes one of life's most important tasks. Peace requires release. Then comes a beautiful realization, number 12. Small moments gain incredible power. The ordinary days become extraordinary. The simple beauty of the morning light streaming through a window. A shared meal with family, with no phones, just conversation. The sound of genuine laughter. The profound comfort of stillness. These are the moments that replay, the ones that held the deepest joy. This is where happiness was hiding all along, in plain sight. The 13th lesson is that the brain wants alignment. Living a life true to yourself matters far more than living a long one. The brain assesses your life based on authentic choices. Did you follow your heart, or did you do what was expected of you? It searches for inner peace, self-acceptance, and integrity. Alignment between your actions and your values becomes the ultimate prize, and alignment changes how we suffer. Number 14. Legacy is completely redefined. Legacy isn't what you leave behind in a will, it's how you lived. It's not about the buildings with your name on them, but how you treated the people around you. How safe did others feel in your presence? How present were you when they needed you? How kindly did you live your days? How honestly did you show up in the world? That is your true legacy. And finally, the 15th lesson. The brain accepts. It doesn't fight. Acceptance feels lighter than resistance. The lifelong struggle to control everything, to resist what is, finally ends. Letting go feels peaceful. Fear no longer drives your decisions. A deep, profound calm dominates your state of being. Peace becomes natural, not something you have to strive for. This is a universal truth, observed across every culture on the globe. I'm 70. It took me 52 years to learn this. You don't have to wait. Don't waste your years chasing what doesn't matter, delaying what does, and fearing what won't last. Live with love, seek meaning, and be present for the small moments. That is the secret. Thank you for watching. If this helped, consider subscribing for more lessons on living a life with no regrets.